Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Alhamdulillah Rabbil Alameen. Wassalatu wassalam ala Sayyidina Muhammad, Khatamul Anbiya wal Mursaleen, wa ala alihi wa sahbihi ajma'in. Chancellor of Islamic University of Maldives, Dr. Muhammad Shahim Ali Said. Deputy Rector of University of Sultan Sharif Ali Brunei, Darussalam, Professor Dr. Muhammad Hussain Ahmad. Vice Rector of Imam Muhammad Ibn Saud, Islamic University, Professor Muhammad Al-Alam Zaharani. Professor Menk, and all distinguished participants. I am very glad to be here. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. I am delighted to be here today as the chief guest at this conference, the Conference of Islamic Awakening towards diverse but unified societies. As the chair mentioned, this is a controversial issue, but I think it's a very important issue. It is indeed an honor to host this conference in the Maldives this year. Let me welcome the distinguished delegates, local and international, prepared to engage in scholarly dialogue in an Islamic context around emerging and old age issues from magnitude of fields, including humanities and science, among others. At this outset, I would like to applaud your initiative in hosting an important conference of this nature, considering that we live in a vastly globalized world. Islamic awakening towards diverse but unified society is truly a very germane topic for the deliberation. So I would like to thank the Chancellor, Dr. Shahim, and your able team for hosting this conference at this university. Distinct delegates, ladies and gentlemen, the words diversity and unity in isolation may be contradictory. What we ought to strive, however, is to embrace diversity in unity. We need to inculcate tolerance. I'm sure our Professor Meng will agree this. Towards divergent worldviews premised on evolving historical circumstances. The world would be a more harmonious place if we learn to humbly empathize with one another and understand the existence of others. We are all, in the end, humans, regardless of creed, regardless of ethnicity, regardless of race, regardless of gender, regardless of nationality. Difference must be appeased while bearing in mind the dignity of human life and equality of all humans. So how does Islam inform this equation of diversity in unity? I'm not an Islamic scholar, but I think I will try my best. Let us ponder on how Islam enables us to maintain diverse but unified societies. The Muslim Ummah is bounded by our common adherence to the spiritual values of Islam revealed in the Quran and the teaching of Prophet Muhammad. It is our unwavering obedience to Allah and His Prophet that holds us together. Since its emergence, the Islamic civilization has gained presence in all continents to become a global community Today, the most pressing issue that we, the Muslim, face as a whole is the means to pacify sectarian disputes between the various schools that have branched from Islam. Failure to appropriately unify the sects has diminished the strategic foothold Muslims had in global affairs and thrown Muslim nations into civil unrest. The Muslim Ummah needs to put aside our difference and remember our common focus or our common roots. We need to fully recognize that the sectarian clashes has left a vacuum that has been increasingly been exploited by actors seeking to expand their power and influence in the global scene. The indoctrination of hegemonic ideals and values has further severed the ties in the Muslim Ummah and given way for radical ideologies and militant extremism committed by rogue organizations disguised as Muslim movements. Distinguished delegates, ladies and gentlemen, the word terrorism has, as of late, been associated with Islam. This is a rather unfortunate development that needs urgent addressing. The value-laden terrorism is increasingly being used to describe violence perpetrated by Muslims against non-Muslims. The West, while condemning terrorist activities of militant organizations such as the self-professed Islamic State, ISIS, and undertaking that Muslim conquer with and support, need to recognize gruesome violence such as that inflicted on Muslim by religions. Unless we cede allotting the act of terrorism to an actions of a particular group of people, terrorism in its entirety will not be abolished. Distinguished delegates, ladies and gentlemen, in our effort to consolidate good governance, advance in science and technologies, eradicate tourism, we need to deploy all the dialogic arsenal in our disposal to reconcile first and foremost the internal conflicts among our brothers and sisters, as to fortify our brotherly ties and foster spirit of solidarity. Military warfare should only be used as a tactic only in defense and certainly not in offense. When negotiations are exhausted to no avail, let us remember that Islam is inherently a pacific religion that condemns all form of divisiveness and violence to settle disputes. Islam recognizes and respects other creeds and encourages tolerance on all levels, whether it is individual, community, national, or international. Distinguished delegates, ladies and gentlemen, the Islamic Ummah as a whole has had to bear the brunt of backlash raged against pervasive radical ideologies and militant extremism grounded in misinterpretation of the traditional teaching of Islam in the Quran and Sunnah. In our quest to tackle all forms of discrimination against Muslims, it is important to negate the negative but faulty impression of Islam as a perpetrator organized violence. Muslim and non-Muslim need to come to terms with this fact. Discrimination against races, gender, and religion is symptomatic of a lack of tolerance, exclusion of disadvantaged segments of society, has long-lasting setbacks on the prosperity and progress of people as a nation. The consequential economic and social ills have ripple effects across the globe. Espousing discrimination and campaigns to quell diversity therefore has a far-reaching effect beyond national borders. Pluralism or diversity in unity must in turn be construed in a positive light. Collective tolerance of diversity serves to create far more advanced civilization, for we all have an opportunity cost with respect of our difference. Let us allow our most celebrated values to complement each other to create a rich, vibrant, and harmonious communities. So I would like to cite a sermon from the Prophet Muhammad. I quote, and this sermon gives light on diversity, on unity. I quote this: all mankind is from Adam and Eve. An Arab has no superiority over a non-Arab, nor does a non-Arab have any superiority over an Arab. A white has no superiority over a black, nor does a black have any superiority over a white, except by piety and good action. Preference is only through righteousness. Learn that every Muslim is a brother to every Muslim, and that the Muslim constitute one brotherhood. Nothing shall be legitimate to a Muslim which belongs to a fellow Muslim unless it was given freely and willingly. Do not therefore do injustice to yourselves, unquote. This clearly shows that the Prophet Muhammad has propagated unity in diversity. So I would not like to take much of your time. And, ladies and gentlemen, Muslims need to invigorate our practice of Islam with respect to tolerance of others and respect to diversity. We as a Muslim Ummah need to make our civilization more pluralistic and exemplary civilization that the world may have lessons from, learn from. I would like to conclude this statement, but before I conclude, I would like to thank Brother Dr. Shahim, the Chancellor of Islam University, for organizing this conference. I think this is also the first of its kind. As he mentioned, this is going to be a continuity in future. But I would like to thank again for his leadership in organizing this conference, and also the able team making this a very successful event. And I also like to thank all distinguished participants from abroad who has come here all the way from your countries to be part of this. So I would like to give my deepest appreciation to all of you. And we see people with different colors, with different gowns, different dresses, with different, I think, different ages. And also this is called, as our chair mentioned, this is called what is diversity in unity. Yeah. But if you take the whole ummah, if you take the whole world, you can see how we can emulate the same thing to other. So we can have brothers whether they are Muslims or non-Muslims. Yeah, it doesn't matter whether it's a Muslim. So I think as what I have learned is tolerance. tolerance is the most important thing for diversity. Yeah. So in Quran it is revealed Allah is with people who have patience. So tolerance is the most important and foremost thing. I'm sure at the end of this conference we'll learn a lot about how we can live in diversity, both in Maldives and in other countries. And once again, thank you. And also I would like to thank the good words expressed by Dr. Shahim about me. That was my duty to help this university during my tenure in Ministry of Finance. And I still would like to give this university as much of assistance I can at this post. And I would also like to thank the Excellency of the President for asking me to be here this morning on his behalf. So that shows that he is really trying to propagate Islam and also to try to create this kind of academia in Maldives. And as the chair mentioned, and also I think last time when I came here, I also mentioned that we should increase the research. University is very important to have research. And this topic is a good topic for research. I'm sure that the faculty, Dr. Diva will lead the research on this topic and also try to put the findings on other institutions. So I would like to thank you all for listening and also keep this good work going on. And I wish barakah in all your efforts to promote Islam and also to develop this university. Thank you very much. Wassalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh.